what they're doing now is wanting you to take medications like Ozempic, which change certain hormones in your body so that your blood sugar goes up slower when you're processing your meals. That means that you secrete somewhat less insulin. So without that jagged change in your blood sugars, your food intake will decrease. But what they want you to do is to continue eating the carbs. And that's their trick. If you look back, let's say you follow biblical diets, and the Bible goes back to the days before we were farmers. The farming evidently started in the Middle East, in the areas that, nowadays we call Iraq and Iran. This was Samaria and Babylon, and then Egypt. These were the places where, because of the large population, they needed to raise grains, keep people alive, because they couldn't raise enough animals. So we couldn't afford to be on an all animal products lifestyle once we started living in houses in an established location. The way that human beings did the best for many centuries was moving their home every season, having a permanent established winter location, and then the spring, summer, and fall, they would have their temporary camps, and then they would get the foods that were in season at each location, eating most of it, but dehydrating some to save for the winter. So you don't get potatoes that way, and if you're competing with your own animals and the wild deer and other animals out there for the seeds from the grains, you know that it was a special event to make something like a bread, or more likely to brew beer. And when you found grapes or other sweet fruits, if they were sweet enough, you could ferment them into wines. But other than that, we were just eating meats and maybe some dairy products like cheeses or something, because remember, milk wouldn't keep very long. So if you were going to drink milk, you had to drink it right away. Even then, they had already figured out there was something about drinking the milk that wasn't good. People that drank a lot of milk got sicker, but it wasn't because it was of the source, it was because of the carbohydrates. So what we all needed to do in the original days was to move where our animals moved, occasionally killing one of the animals for meat and making the milk into cheese, and then when the grass ran out here, moving to the next location. Once our population started getting too large and we wanted to hold still, and if you remember, and if you read the Bible, people got in trouble for living in houses of stone because Yahweh, their God, was very clear that they shouldn't be making permanent homes. And it was because of the disease that was associated with eating all of these farmed foods. You want to get rid of your weight? Don't take the drugs. Don't go on a hardcore controlling diet where you're a bookkeeper and you keep track of the dosages of each of your food nutrients. And, being active is good. So it's not just going to be the exercise. The exercise would be fine. But instead, switch yourself over to a program where we kill off the parasites, yeast, and fungus, and help control the minerals and heavy metals and support the organs. And when we put you onto that kind of a system, and then you eat what you crave that's on your list of permitted foods, the weight will go away by itself. So we don't want to go on a weight loss diet. What we want to do is to balance you and have you continue to eat. Join CODS. Let us help you set up a nutrition program. And as we set up the nutrition program, you will start losing weight. Try it. Sign up. Thank you.